Awesome. We'll go ahead and get started. So hi, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for BodySite's monthly webinar Wednesday. Today, we have the pleasure of having Michealla Grassi, CEO and founder of Patient Pear, here with us to share a little bit about digital advertising and ways to potentially get more patients in your practice. So Michealla, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Very good. Thank you. So let me go ahead and share my screen. As Katrina mentioned, that I am the CEO of Patient Pear. I've been doing digital advertising in the healthcare industry for the past 10 years. So if you have any questions or concerns, just throw them into the chat and I can definitely answer them for you. So my goal today is to show you our proven system of how to get quality, consistent patients each and every month. So some of you might be doing your own ads. You might be dealing with a current advertising agency. So hopefully I can give you some insight on what's currently working in today's platforms, and hopefully you can carry it on to increasing your practice. So a little bit about us. We are established in 2014. My background myself is I went to college for marketing, and I was a pharmaceutical sales rep and a marketing director 10 years ago for a compounding pharmacy. I also like to mention that I had a 4.0 too when I went to college. But as I was doing my role of meeting doctors, I was finding there is a void for them of how they are acquiring new patients. And so over the years, I worked with them specifically on how to come up with a system where they can attract new patients each and every month. So the system that I'm going to be explaining today has been developed the past 8 years, has been proven to work for each different industry in the healthcare space. We deal with everyone from chiropractors, med spas, weight loss clinics, plastic surgeons, and functional medicine, which is becoming very intriguing and increasing the past 2 years I've seen. A little bit about us too is that we have 25 employees and we're headquartered in Virginia Beach. Now with having 8 years of experience on advertising, we spent millions of dollars in ad revenue, and we have the data analytics for you to use to capitalize on increasing patients. A lot of current clients, they deal with marketing agencies that don't have data to create a lookalike audience and to really get your cost per patient down when it comes to digital advertising. So that's one thing that makes us different, is we have years of data that we can use to get you that high quality patient in your door. And we're also always staying on, the cutting edge of technology. Platforms are always changing. The algorithm is always changing. So we stay on top of the trends in terms of which platforms are going to work best for each different industry. And then in 2023, we did a partnership with BodySite. So here we are. Just want to make sure too, I have my chat pulled up so I can answer any of your questions. So the proven system that we came up with is a customized ad system. We understand that every practice is different when it comes to what kind of service they're providing, their demographic, what area they are in. And so that is all a key indicating factor for us when we come up with a customized marketing strategy, because not one size marketing strategy fits every different practice. So at Patient Pear, we come up with creative ad offers for your target audience. And the one thing we like to do before we ever begin with a current practice, and what you should be doing too if you are advertising, is asking yourself, who is the specific patient that you want more of in your practice? And what service do you want, to advertise? Maybe in this case, this is a functional doctor. She wanted more patients to treat. So we helped her come up with an offer for her target audience. Now, as I mentioned, we have years of data on our ad account that we can advertise and position her ad for people who are looking up brain fog or who have waking trouble. And this is all data that we pull from Google and Facebook and other different platforms that we advertise on. And so when it comes to advertising, you really want to narrow down what service you want to advertise and who. If it's, in this instance, this practice wanted to advertise 35 to 45-year-olds who have waking, brain fog, inflammation, and any other functional medicine problem. And so when you have one service you want to advertise on, you can refine your audience, which will equal lower ad spend. So when you tailor your ad to that specific audience, you're going to decrease your ad spend. And so in my years of marketing, I've seen and heard a lot about people who have ran Facebook ads, Google ads, and they really didn't produce booked patients. And that is one thing that makes us different, is that we help your practice come up with an offer. So here is an example of a bad ad and what I've seen people do. You're targeting, just say, a 20-mile radius around your practice and just positioning your business to go to your website in hopes of them booking or requesting information. This is an old approach, and it's going to get you not a lot of, booked patients. You want to position yourself with an offer. So when you refine your audience of people who have brain fog and you show them an offer, the conversion rate is going to increase because you're presenting an offer to them to drive them to book right now. And feel free to ask any questions. As I mentioned, we come up with great offers for practices that really drives booked patients. And so a couple other examples that we like to do is for chiropractors, because there's a lot of competitors in their area, we help them come up with an offer. One offer that we did was having a free pillow if they signed up for a $97 initial consultation. And so that helped drive more booked patients to their practice month over month because they positioned themselves with an offer that is better than their competitors. So one thing that you should be doing, what we do, is research your target audience. After you decide on what service and what kind of patient you would like in your practice month over month, we'll do a market analysis. Now that will determine what platform we should be advertising on, because depending on the target audience, we need to be positioning the ad on specific platforms, whether that be Facebook, TikTok, Google, YouTube. We'll determine that from our marketing research. But a little insight software that you can personally use is SEMrush. And so what SEMrush does is you put in your website and a competitor's website to see what keywords they're bidding on Google. So you can position yourself to outperform the competitor. And maybe too, we can send this, Katrina. I can send you guys the PowerPoint too, just so you have the link and you can see what kind of competitors are running Google ads in your area. I do see that there is a question. Can you go back to slide 5? Do you want to unmute and ask a question?
The question that I had asked was what platforms you were using, and then you did sort of cover it. You said depending on your market analysis, it would depend on which platforms. Yeah, that was my basic question. Google Ads, Nextdoor, LinkedIn.
Correct. So
okay.
after you refine your audience of who you really want, we'll do an analysis. And in that analysis too, we'll look at your competitors. For your target audience, maybe Facebook and Instagram is the correct platform, but your competitors are advertising on there and not on Google. So that's where we would do the analytics to determine which platform. Okay, and then the next question was about slide 5. Yeah, and as I mentioned, I can send this PowerPoint to everyone just so you have it in your folder. So after we do the market research, we help you come up with a custom ad. And I briefly touched on the offer. Offers anymore are very critical when it comes to digital advertising. As you know, everyone is getting bombarded by ads today, and they're just becoming oversaturated. So when you position your offer to them, they want to capitalize on it. And what we come up with is special offers for your specific practice. Now, there's some practices that do a $97 new patient exam, or their offer is a free 15-minute consultation, which brings in a lot of patients for your practice, if that's something that is tailored to what you are currently doing. But at the end of the day, it's all about the offer, because that's what drives patients to act instantly. And you don't want to ever waste your ad spend. You can advertise your brand all you want, but if you don't have an offer that's going to drive them to book right now when they see your ad, you're basically throwing your ad spend out the door. Another question is, are Facebook forums HIPAA compliant? Yes, they are. Every lead form on Facebook and Instagram and even Google is HIPAA compliant. You have to actually, on slide 3, put in your privacy policy, and that's how it's HIPAA compliant. But if you don't put in a privacy policy, then it's obviously not HIPAA compliant. But every ad form that we do is, so that's one key factor. Lisa, did you advertise before and your ad was rejected? Just let me know in the chat, and then I can go over that with you. The next thing is coming up with a customized ad sequence. As everyone knows, every practice is different of how new booked patients come in. And so this is just an example of the flow of a customized ad sequence for a functional medicine practice. When we position the offer to the specific target audience who has the problem of brain fog, gut health, sleep issues, they will see this ad and they'll click this Learn More button. Now, as soon as that qualified patient sees this ad, they'll fill in this information, which indicates that they want to become a new patient. After they submit their information, they'll click the Book Appointment, which will drive them to your digital calendar, which will automatically be tracked on a lead sheet. Now, in this case, this practice wanted to advertise a $97 new patient exam. And so with our proprietary paid ahead system, we're seeing a 98% show up rate when they pay before their exam, which guarantees patients in your virtual or in-house practice, because when they swipe their credit card, they're more inclined to show up, which is something I recommend across every practice. Even if you're running your own digital ads, try to incorporate a paid page where they can pay before their exam, because you're not going to waste your time and your ad spend to patients who are not going to show up. Now, you might be wondering too, when a patient sees your ad and they fill out their information and they don't go to your booked digital calendar, you might be asking, what's the resolution for that? Because as you know, life is busy. A mom wants to become a new patient, and they fill out their information, but maybe, their baby cries and then they don't get a chance to book. So they exit out of the ad and go tend to their child. Life happens, and patients don't always go through the whole sequence of booking. So that's why at our agency, we have a call center, which solves a solution of getting booked patients without you having to lift a finger. It's basically hands-free for you when you advertise with us. And we come up with a customized phone script for our dedicated call center to call your patients, to get them on your calendar and to book. Now, when you have a call center, your conversion rate will increase 30 to 40%. And here's a statistic too. There's actually a Harvard study indicating within 5 minutes of you calling, your conversion rate will increase 80%. And as you can see, this is how much it drops off at 10 minutes after they fill in their information. So speed to lead is very critical, and it's what makes us different from other advertising agencies. Just because you do get a dedicated call center when you advertise with us to increase the booked patients month over month. A lot of practices that we deal with, their wellness coordinator would call their patient leads. And what we found out with over 8 years of experience, that you need a dedicated call person to call the leads as soon as they fill out a form on your website or through an ad, because people want to solve their problem of having, brain fog, weight gain. They want to lose weight, depending on, what their problem is. You want to capitalize on solving their solution in a timely manner. And that's where our call center comes in. Julia, you said, do you help connect the platforms for the client to book and pay ahead of time? Yes. So when you advertise on the platforms, just want to make sure, we'll connect everything from the start to the finish and to you having a dedicated call center. So we hook up all those integrations from start to finish. So it's completely hands off for you. And we can also set up, depending if your practice did want to incorporate a new patient exam, just say for $97, we'll help you set up that integration for them to pay via Stripe. Stripe is the best portal platform for your patients to pay through. And that way you could keep track of all your booked patients with our sheet. Now, on top of following up with patients, we also set up an automation that does a email text message reminder for them to book, or if they've booked, we can send them reminders too. And as I mentioned, everything is customized. So if you have your own CRM that's sending out text messages, we can incorporate that too to push those paid and booked patients into your CRM. So your practice can do the text message automation that reminds them that they have a booked appointment tomorrow. But either way, if you have that already, or if we need to create one, we'll do that for you. With our marketing agency, you'll be provided a return on investment sheet, which will indicate your ROI. Because if you're not making money and getting booked patients, we're not. And so we like to keep our patients very organized. Our practice is very organized, just so you can see the return on investment over and over each month. As I said, we're all about results. We're all about booked patients. There's a lot of other advertising agencies that guarantee 30, 60 leads per month. And we're not focused on leads. We're focused on booked patients who actually show up on your virtual appointment or in-house. And so we have proven results that indicate our booked appointments. And here's some testimonials from our doctors. As you can see, Taylor got 26 in 1 month. And then when we reached out to Mike, he scheduled one, and then 20 showed up during the month. Now he was in Chicago, so his book show up rate is a little lower in higher net worth cities. So as I mentioned, we tailor it to every demographic to get you the best results in your area. So the next question is, do you provide reputation management? We don't, as far as reputation management goes. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Can you elaborate? Are you talking about, I just want to make sure you're talking about the same management system I'm thinking of. I will unmute you. Yeah, we can definitely reach out to your clients, and how we do that is with our follow-up system. So if they booked with you and after the patient has met with you, we can send them an automatic text message to your Google business page to make sure that they give you a great review on any platform that you want reviews from. Another thing too, I like to tell practices is to send out a monthly email blast of your current patients that you talked with in the past month. An incentive, for them would be to give them a gift card, or, simply just send out an email to state, how your experience was at your practice. So that's one way you can get more reviews and more social proof of your practice. Did that answer your question, Julia? Perfect. Now I do want to show you our current ad. In this PowerPoint, I showed you a functional medicine practice. So I want to show you live data of what we've accomplished since the beginning of the year. And so this was her ad that she was running for the $97 new patient exam, and we were driving to her booked calendar. Now, as you can see, we generated 277 leads for her the past 2.5 months, and the average was $10 per lead. And out of those 277, she was able to close 32% of them to get them to book on her calendar. And so the ROI for her is pretty incredible. And this is just a proven result of what we can do for your practice. And so I will leave that there for now. Does anyone have any questions? We can go over, if you have any questions, if you're currently running advertising and you're not seeing results, I'd love to, help you solve that issue. Because sometimes it just comes down to the offer and your target audience of who you're promoting. Yes. So the question is, are there pricing tiers for service and ad budgets? So yes, every practice is different. We're in the business to get you booked patients. And so we understand that every practice where it's located is different. So when we do the market analysis, we'll determine what platform works best for your practice. And then from there, we can give you a tailored, customized monthly service fee of what it would cost for your practice. It's not fair for someone who's advertising in California to pay the same amount as if a practice was in, North Dakota. And so we really tailor our pricing per practice. So one of the questions is, you're currently running Facebook ads and your staff is getting burned out because they are tire kickers. What do you recommend to streamline of our process? So in that instance, to pre-qualify people, instead of driving them to your digital calendar and maybe your wellness coordinators following up with the patient leads, I suggest putting in a pre-qualification questionnaire. And some of the practices we deal with will do that. So it eliminates the tire kickers to make sure that you're getting quality patients in the door. Do you have a questionnaire that you could put in before they fill out their information on the lead form? Because that's what I would recommend. You do not have a questionnaire, and that's fine. I can actually bring you up one that we've developed. Let me go to it very quickly. Another question is, how can I schedule a consultation? I will drop a digital calendar in for you to schedule with me. So if you use this link, you can schedule at your convenience to talk further. Let me try to bring up the questionnaire very quickly. So here's another functional medicine practice that we work with. And her whole offer is to apply to become a patient, just because her booked patients are, I believe 2 or 3 months out that they can actually book on her calendar. So she makes them fill out a pre-qualification form before they book. So I just wanted to show you what she does. And if you're getting a lot of leads in, you want to be asking them a pre-qualification question. What symptoms are you having? And so when your wellness coordinator, whoever is calling the leads, can start off with a topic with them to solve their issue. And that really does increase the booked patients when you ask the specific question. So here is a questionnaire that we helped her come up with, and what she asked the patient. Basically, we set up a meeting with her, and we came up with this form that she can pre-qualify them. It's pretty extensive, but the philosophy behind it is really making sure the patient writes down their problems, and then you coming up with a solution to fix that. But it's a form that you can, create to get, less tire kickers. The question is, do you have a proven questionnaire for weight loss? Yes. So weight loss is interesting. It's a touchy subject for individuals. So the past 8 years, we worked with a lot of weight loss clinics to, really perfect the questionnaire for them to get them to book for a consultation.
All right, so I guess we'll just give it a couple more minutes here to see if there's any final questions. And then if not, we will go ahead and close out the webinar for today. But just so everyone saw it, Michealla did send the consultation link in the chat channel. So if you're interested in learning more about Patient Pear and some of the things that she discussed today. I know that she'd be happy to chat with each and every one of you guys. So make sure that you take a look at that, and we'll be sending out the recording sometime later today as well. And we'll also be including the consultation link in that recording.
Perfect. Yeah, I also put my email too in there. If anyone has any questions, feel free to contact me. At the end of the day, we're here to help you get more booked patients. Even if you don't use our advertising service, we'd love to, help you decrease your ad spend and really get more booked patients in for your practice. So.
Awesome. Well, I think that's all of our questions. Michealla, thanks so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure hearing from you about everything you shared. Before we go, Dr. Rodriguez is asking if you run Google Ads.
Correct. So we do a market analysis on your practice and your target audience to determine which platform is going to be best for your practice. So we run on Google Ads, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, pretty much all the platforms that increase booked patients. So feel free to reach out.
Awesome. Well, I hope everyone has a lovely Wednesday, and thank you again for being here, Michealla. I hope you have a great day.
Thanks so much.